All right, I'm back. Some of you did say you could hear me. Sorry, I didn't get those comments until after I had gotten off. So welcome back if you were on the original one. If not, hi. I'm just making sure everything's open everywhere else. There we are. There we are. Oh, look, I can hear you. Sorry. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to get back on who was MIA or who was there and coming back. Let's see. Okay. Hi guys. I'm ready. If you are new here, this is me. I tend to have technology issues or think that I do and get paranoid. I also am used to giving everyone just a few minutes to jump in. You know, as you guys know, on all the different platforms, you get notifications. People are going live. You have to stop what you're doing. Come join me. So I always give everyone a couple moments to jump in and come join us. So welcome. If you are new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. For those of you that are my OGs from back when I used to go live on a regular basis, so glad you're coming back and joining me. It's been a hot minute. For those of you that don't know, I think I started going live probably when COVID started, and we had to navigate all the craziness that was, COVID relief, PPP loans, EIDL, all the things. So I started going live, and then I did that for a couple of years, and then probably about a year ago, just started pivoting the business. Also had some life-changing things going on, so took a step back, kind of got readjusted, and so now I'm back. So those of you that do not know me, I am Bree Beers. I own two firms. I own Bree Beers and Associates, which is a tax prep and planning accounting firm located in Colorado. We do work with clients across the country, however. And then I own the newly founded Peak Prosperity CFO. I'm a certified fractional CFO and a certified tax coach. So these two firms do a little different things, but I am heading both of them, and I have a great team behind me at both locations. We're remote at both firms that help me help you guys. So that's a little bit about me and my businesses. As you guys are jumping in, feel free to say hi and let me know where you're from. For those of you, again, that are coming back after my hiatus, I'm in my new home office, which I'm very excited about. If you guys don't know, it's all Harry Potter behind me. So yay, this is what you'll see every week. And yeah, so I was late here. Let's go ahead and get started for those of you guys that'll be watching this on the replay. Let's see. I'm on StreamYard. It's been a hot minute since I used StreamYard, so let's see. Okay, so the topic of today is get more guidance from your accountant by asking these 5 questions. However, before we really jump into that, I want to talk about who makes up your accounting team. Because when we talk about who our accounting team is, a lot of people got to get confused. Maybe they don't know who they should have on their team, all the things. All right. So most 5, 6, 7-figure business owners have 1 or 2 financial professionals that help them in their business. Their bookkeeper, I'm going to switch slides. I'm not used to having slides, guys. So, all right. So you have your bookkeeper and your tax preparer. And I'll come back to this slide. #newbie. Just kidding. Okay. So you have your bookkeeper and your tax preparer. And for some businesses, especially as you're growing, you may be doing your own bookkeeping. You may even be doing your own tax preparation. All right. But as you grow, you will hire people for these positions. And I challenge you to do so. All right. Unless you are a bookkeeper by trade, nobody wants to do the bookkeeping in their business, I don't think. Could be wrong. I don't even do my own bookkeeping, and I'm an accountant. I have an outside bookkeeper that I've hired that I work with. But on that same token, I have 7-figure business owners who still do their own bookkeeping. All right. So whatever floats your boat. But if you hate doing the bookkeeping or you find that it's taking too much time, too much effort, definitely make sure you're looking to hire a bookkeeper. That's one of the first positions I always consider hiring, telling people to hire out, bookkeepers and assistants of some sort. And then your other, so you may or may not, most likely you have a bookkeeper, and then you also probably have a tax preparer. Not very many business owners prepare their own taxes once they get out of that simple phase. All right. And in fact, I don't know any 6 or 7 figure business owners who aren't accountants who do their own tax return. They hire somebody to do it. So back to, most of us have 2 financial professionals in our business that are helping us, our bookkeeper and our tax preparer. And as you grow your business, you are looking to these 2 financial advisors to give you some guidance. All right. But they may or may not be able to provide you with what you're looking for. Okay, so let's start with what a typical bookkeeper and a typical tax preparer actually are doing for you and your business and what you should be expecting them to do. All right. I'm going to go back to slides because they're fun. Okay. So your bookkeeper, I'm going to move these. So I'm actually perch. There we go. So your bookkeeper, if you, whether you're doing your bookkeeping yourself or you have an actual bookkeeper, what they're doing in your business is the day-to-day. They're handling the financial record keeping. What that means is they may be paying, creating, sending client invoices. They're receiving payments. They're paying your vendor invoices. They are reconciling your accounts. They might be providing you with monthly or quarterly financial statements, the balance sheet, the P&L, those financial records. But what they're doing, oh, and they also might be handling your company payroll if you don't do that internally. All right, right? But what they're doing, what if you were to sum this up into one sentence, is they are handling the financial record keeping, be it in QuickBooks, be it in Xero, be it on a spreadsheet. That's what they're doing. They're handling those financial record keeping duties so that you as the business owner do not have to. And this is typically a relationship that you do have with someone throughout the year, whether they're in your books weekly, monthly, or quarterly. They're not typically someone that you're just talking to once a year. They're usually someone that's there for you to support you year round, right? Next, you have your tax preparer. So your tax preparer is the one that is preparing your annual income tax returns for your business and possibly your personal. They are guiding you with income tax payments. They might be suggesting or helping you with those quarterly estimated tax payments. And they might, I saved this 3 times, they might be helping you with tax planning and tax strategizing. So it is so important, you guys, that you recognize that not all tax preparers are also tax planners or tax strategists, all right? In fact, when you look at most of the tax preparation firms, down the smallest to the biggest, unless, especially, ones with very small teams, oftentimes tax preparation is their wheelhouse. That's their bread and butter. That's what they do. All right. But a lot of us as business owners expect our tax preparers to also be able to advise us. That is something that they may or may not have the skill set to do. All right. So that's actually going to bring us into our first question. So again, title of this is Get More Guidance from Your Accountant by asking these 5 questions. So here is your first question that I want you to ask your accountant is, can you help me pay less taxes legally? Can you help me pay less taxes legally? All right. And if the answer is yes, then your accountant is going to initiate a deeper conversation with you about what those services look like. All right. And if the answer is no, then ask for referrals. Ask your bookkeeper, ask your current tax preparer if they have suggestions for someone that can help you with tax planning. Keeping in mind, you guys, that hiring a tax specialist, a tax planner, doesn't necessarily mean you have to change tax preparers. It may or may not. It depends on the skill set. I have plenty of colleagues who all they do is tax planning and tax strategizing. They want nothing to do with touching the tax return. Whereas you have, like us at Bree Beers and Associates, if we're doing your tax planning, we also do want to do your tax return because we do a lot of advanced tax strategies where they have to be implemented properly and reported properly on the annual tax return. So we want to make sure we're covering both of those fronts. So again, first question, can you help me pay less taxes legally? And if you're a business owner and you're going down the road of growing your business, kind of think of this as a roadmap, right? So you're starting, you're going, and the first thing, like I said, you're going to want to, you might have hired a bookkeeper because you didn't want to do the books, or you weren't doing them all the time, or you weren't keeping up with them, right? And then the second thing typically that people look for guidance for is that tax preparer, because again, maybe they don't know how to prepare their own taxes. Maybe they want to make sure they're not missing any, tax write-offs. They want to make sure they're compliant, right? So as you're going down the journey, you got your bookkeeper, you got your tax preparer. But then once you start making money, the first question every bookkeeper or every business owner comes to me with is, how do I pay less taxes? How do I decrease that tax bill every year? That is always the next stop on that roadmap. All right. So that's why this is the first question. Can you help me pay less taxes legally? All right. And again, no worries if they can't. That just means you have to go out there and find someone that can help you with this. All right. So then, as you're going down this roadmap, right, you're making more money, you're a business owner, you're growing your business, you're making more money, you have someone in your wheelhouse or on your team that's helping you pay less taxes, right? Well, now you want to make sure the next thing that a lot of business owners, the problem they have is that they need more than that advice that they're getting, right? They have their bookkeeper who's there year round, but your bookkeeper, that's what they do. They do bookkeeping, all right? They're not there to help you strategize or advise normally. Again, there are firms that have multiple wings to their business that might be able to be kind of all inclusive, but we're talking generally, all right? Generally speaking. And then you have your tax preparer. And so many times as a business owner, we're looking at our tax preparer to help us with all these other questions that start coming up, right? How do I make more money? How do I make sure that I am, take like all the questions you have as you're growing your business past, let me make less money in taxes. You're 9 times out of 10, you're looking to your tax preparer to help you with those questions. They're not always the person that's going to be the one to give you those answers. Okay. Again, they may or may not be. You have to ask the questions though, before, knowing if they are the person who's going to be helping you. All right. So question number 2 is, do you provide year-round services? Do you provide year-round advisory services of any kind? So meaning, can I schedule a call with you to talk about this investment we want to make? I want to buy a house, but I need money out of my business. Am I allowed to do that? Hey, we have a slow season coming up. I don't know how to pivot things to make it so we can survive that slow season. All of these questions are very common business owner questions that business owners typically don't know who to go to for answers. All right. So ask your current accountant or the accountant that you're interviewing to work with, do you provide year-round advisory services of any kind? And again, just like the tax planning piece, if their answer is yes, they are going to initiate a deeper discussion with you because they offer the service. They want to help you in that capacity. All right. So they are going to initiate that discussion about what those additional services, those year-round services look like, working with them. And just like with tax planning, if their answer is no, then again, ask for referrals. Be specific about what you're looking for and see if your bookkeeper or your tax preparer, or even maybe you have a personal financial advisor, an attorney, friends in your industry, whoever it is, ask for referrals and see who they turn to for those kind of questions and those kind of services. All right. Let's see. Okay. So again, we're talking about that roadmap, right? So we're going down the roadmap. We have our bookkeeper, we have our tax preparer, we have our tax planning going on, and now we have someone that we can ask questions to year round. All right, great. Then we get stuck with, okay, I'm asking the questions I know how to ask, but I still feel like something's missing. I'm still stuck, right? I still am not making as much money as I want. I'm still not taking home as much money as I want. I'm still not able to make the purchases I want. Whatever the questions are, but you don't know the right questions to ask, right? It's just like, help. So the next question you're going to want to ask, let's see, how can we make sure that I'm taking home more money from my business? All right. So as you become profitable, you're paying the least amount of taxes you can because you're strategizing, you're asking the questions you know to ask because you have that person that's around to provide you with year-round guidance. But now it's like, okay, I created this business to work for me. right? I did not create a business to work for and to, give all my blood, sweat, and tears to and not get anything from it, right? So the next question is, how can we make sure that I'm taking home more money from the business? And when you ask this question, you guys, that what you're listening for is not for them to, start giving you answers. You're not looking for them to start guiding you right now. What you're looking for is something that triggers, that tells you that they're focused on personal income optimization, right? How do we get more money out of the business and to you as the business owner? And you're listening for answers that involve or listen for increasing profits. All right. Because at the end of the day, as the business owner, the only way you can take home more money from the business is if there's more profits to take money from, right? There has to be more profit for you to take home that money. All right. So that's what you're listening for when you're asking, can you help me take home more money for my business? You're not looking for them to give you the strategy right now. You're looking for them you're just listening for those key words and those key phrases. All right. So question 4, ignore the slides in between. They're my notes. So question 4. So again, we're down this path. You now found someone that, and questions, I'll just tell you, questions 3, 4, and 5 all kind of typically go toward the same person. All right. So this may be the person who's helping you prepare taxes. It may be your tax tax planner. It may be someone completely different. But the next question is, question 4, sorry. What key financial numbers or indicators should I pay attention to for growing the business? And again, this question sounds very intense, right? To me, even as an accountant, I'm like, I don't even know how, what am I listening for? What am I listening, what am I looking for this person to answer? And again, you're not looking for them to answer it in the call or in that interview or in that, questioning period. What you're doing again is listening for keywords. Again, you're listening for increasing profits, because just like how can I take more money from my business home? It's like that profit, right? You have to have more profit to take more money home. You have to have more profit to grow. Like growing a business means making more money. The ways to get there are going to look different from business to business, but in order to grow, you gotta have more cash. Remember that cash is king. All right. So in this question, when you're listening for the answers, again, you're listening for maybe cash flow, cash reserve, keeping emergency funds, right? Like anything that says they're trying to help increase your cash that you have on hand is like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. Okay. And you might be also listening for some very simple financial matrices or indicators. But really what you're listening for is, again, something that has to do with cash. I'm helping you increase cash. All right. And our last question is question 5. Can you create a clear plan to achieve my financial goals, both for the business and personally? And this is one that I find, so I am a fractional CFO. I've been doing fractional CFO work for clients for a little over a year now. And one thing that I've been learning and that I've been helping my clients with is really understanding that the business goals and your personal financial goals as the business owner are very intertwined, and they should be intertwined. All right, so what this question is asking, when you're asking this question, really what you're looking for is some sort of answer that supports that they're listening and can help you with your personal goals, not just business. All right, a lot of fractional CFOs, or just CFOs in general, when you look at big corporations who have full-time CFOs, their whole goal is to make the business money, right? To worry about the business's financial health, make sure the business is, taking care of, all of their financial obligations, et cetera, right? But they're also concerned about the financial being of the stakeholders, right? Because the stakeholders in big companies are the owners, right? Stakeholders, owners, same thing. Well, when we back it up to businesses that are our size, right? 5, 6, 7-figure businesses. we're usually the owners, right? Whether we own it by ourselves, we own it with a spouse, maybe we own it with a partner. We're the owners, okay? We're the stakeholders. And so the ultimate goal of the CFO should be to increase the profits and money to the stakeholders, to the owners. All right. So what we do here, what we do at Peak Prosperity is we start with the personal goals, right? We start with our business owners and we figure out what dreams do they have? What plans do they have? All right. And figure out how much money they actually need to get from the business. And then we work backwards. Right? So we know what their profits need to be because we know what the business owner needs to take home. And then we work backwards to adjust the financials and help them pull the levers needed to increase that money and make more money for them to take home personally, to fund their personal goals. So their business goals are based on their personal goals. And so that's what you're going to be listening to when you ask this question. All right. So I don't have a summary page for all the questions, but I do want to just go review them briefly, just all at once for those of you that are here. So I'm just going to be very tech professional and just go backwards. So question 1 was, can you help me pay less money in my taxes legally? So you're looking for someone that can tax strategize. Question 2 is, do you provide year-round services? This question is to make sure that they're there to help you year-round as you are growing your business, as you are scaling with those things that come up unexpectedly or that you just don't know how to handle. And the next 3 kind of go hand in hand. So how can we make sure that I'm taking home more money from my business? And again, when you're listening for the answers here, you're listening for something that talks about increasing your profits. That's really kind of the key term or something along those lines. Question 4, what key financial numbers or indicators should I pay attention to for growing the business? And here again, well, you may hear lots of different answers. What you're listening to again is profits and cash reserve, cash flow, anything that has to do with the amount of cash you have sitting in your business. That is always a key financial indicator that you're looking at. All right. And the last question is, can you create a clear path to achieve my financial goals, both for the business and personally? And again, here you're listening to see if you're finding someone that is aligning the business goals with your personal goals, recognizing that your business is there to fund you as the owner and fund your personal hopes and dreams and big goals and aspirations. All right. So, all right. I really hope that was helpful. Again, first live in a while, so I was a little nervous, but I think I got into the swing of things. I am doing this, trying to get back into this for the next 3 weeks. My goal is to go live 3 times a week for the next 3 weeks. So I will be back again on Thursday. I can stop sharing the whole screen. There we go. I will be back. Words, Brianna. I will be back on Thursday, the 21st, same time. It's 10:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Pacific Time, 12:30 on the East Coast. And on Thursday, I'm trying to peek and see what we're going to be talking about on Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to be talking about, it's a fun one. Stop working for your business and instead create a business that works for you. So we're going to kind of bounce off what these questions that we talked about today and start figuring out how do we get our business working for us instead of letting our business drain us of our energy and our resources and our time and get over that. So let's get our business working for us. So yeah, I hope you can join me on Thursday, the 21st at 10:30 Mountain Time. All right, guys, have a great day. Happy Monday. Bye, y'all.